Today I'm going to review the importance of cutting losses quickly, because I cut losses quickly today, took 2 losses, and ended up being a profitable day. And I want to show you how that's possible. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you keeping up with me. If you have not yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up, add a comment, and I'll be happy to reply. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram at @B_the_story. But just to let you guys know, today I'm going to review the importance of cutting losses quickly, because I cut losses quickly today, took 2 losses, and ended up being a profitable day. And I want to show you how that's possible by really just sticking to your plan, sticking to your rules. And first trade I did was MDGS. The reason why I traded this is because it was spiking, gapping up today out of nowhere. And you can see every time it gaps up or every time it spikes, you see all these spikes, it closes down and it fails. No spike has held its gains. So I didn't think there's going to be any difference from today's spike. So when we had to gap up, you can see it gapped up here to 148. I was interested in shorting. Now pre-market, it hit the 2s and then faded, and I'll show you that intraday. So hit the 2s and then fade it. And I saw it right here, and I was thinking about shorting, but there's not as much volume. Now it looks decent here, but I don't like trading pre-market. That's just how it is. And so I wanted to wait till the open. And at the open here, my thought process was I want to risk the 177 level, because that's the previous spike right here with huge volume that spiked and it failed, right? So I'm using this level, and also look at that resistance all right here, as my resistance point. So that's my cutoff point. Now when the stock market opened, it opened here 148, spiked right up to 158, and then crashed all the way down to 143. So I thought I missed it, so I kind of made I traded it a little soon, but I was comfortable with it, and I was okay with that. I took a full-size position right here at like 150, I think 155, 154. And I was risking just this top of the candle of the day at 158, knowing that I initially wanted to risk the 177, but because of how I opened weak and this went straight down, I thought, you know what, let me just take a shot at it and see what happens. So I knew the odds were not as great, but because I had a good average, and I was only risking, what was that, like 5 cents? Or I think at the end of the day I ended up losing like 8 cents, slippage, 8 or 9 cents. It was worth it for me, because if I was right, it would have kept going down to I thought I could go down to the 120s, and it did not. I mean, it ended up going down to the 120s here, 130 and holding. But that's okay. So I took the loss as soon as it spiked right here. I took the loss immediately. Immediately took the loss right here. Lost like 9 cents a share. Let's call it 10 cents a share. And shorted it as soon as it spiked up here, and I got in at 165. Okay, and I was risking 177 at this point, and I was done. And I tried to go, I thought about going full size. I was trying to at first, but I only went in half, and was planning to add the other half on another spike, but we just got a straight down pull all the way to 155, and then it came down to 150s. I covered a quarter size here, covered another quarter right here in the 140, I'm sorry, right here at 143, and then covered the rest right here at 143, because it was holding the 140s. It broke down the low of the day right here, and then recovered and started holding it. So then it went to spike up to 160s again. So I love how I played this, because actually, all in all, I had actually a damn good trade. Getting the top 165, covering 140s. It's a good risk reward for me, and I'm willing to take that trade. I made back this loss and some, and it set me in position to where I ended up taking another loss, but it ended up becoming a profitable day. And let me show you the other trade I did. In this trade, there's a lot of good things that I want to talk about in this trade, and that's because of how I kind of thought about it whenever I was trading it and afterwards, because I took a loss. Because a lot of people think, oh, you never take losses, or they might think that they don't affect me, right? But they do. And so I'm a human too, right? So I love this setup. If it wasn't up, look at this, 500%. So I saw that it was up 500%. It was actually up 400 around here. And I was not going to buy it. I was trying like, man, I don't want to buy this. But it is setting support up every time. And look, it's going up still. Setting up support. it's squeezing shorts every time, because shorts, it's easy to borrow, so people are just shorting it like crazy. That's probably part of the reason why it's spiking. But when I saw it fell here, look at this, it fell here at 550, and then we came over here at 550, topped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Look at this, all these times we topped out at. Then we pulled back, made a low of 475, and then broke through 450. I watched this breakthrough. I thought about buying, but it would have been a chase. Look at this, 490 straight up to 620. I'm not chasing that. So when that happened, let's zoom into this last portion. It came back down here, and I was watching it this whole time. Came at 538. I didn't want to buy right away. I wanted to see it show some kind of support. It immediately spiked back up to 650. It's kind of a little frustrated there, but then we got another pullback, and I actually bought it right after this right here. Right when it hit 547, we started having some support. I got in at 565, or yeah, 65. I missed this initial spike. When it went to 590, I was like, oh no, it's going to go all the way back up to 640. I'm going to miss it. But I didn't want to chase it. And I'm so happy I didn't chase it, because if I would have chased it, I would have had a bad average, and I might have taken a bigger loss. But I waited to this consolidation. It came back down, and I got in right here at 565, near the bottom portion of this range. Ended up taking a loss because it broke my support. I was risking this 538 level. It broke through. It did recover eventually, but it's up 500%. So I'm not going to risk it at all, because if this has an offering overnight, or if it's up 500%, people are going to take profits. And there's a good reason why to take profits here if it's reversing. It looked like it was reversing to me. So I got out, took a quick loss, and I'm done. Now, after I was done, I was like, man, why did I take that trade? It was up so much. I knew I shouldn't have taken it. But I like the setup. I mean, to be honest, this is a setup I like. We're breaking that high of the day. We're holding it right here and here. If this would have spiked to 650 and go further, I would have been so excited. So you can't trade in hindsight, is what I'm trying to show you. And that's what I was doing after the fact. I'm happy with the trade. I pulled the trigger without hesitation. I went in the appropriate size that I was comfortable with for this kind of trade, because I know these pullbacks can be very harsh because it's up so much. You got to be careful. And it's the first green day, which isn't my favorite pattern, but it's something I'm experimenting with. So if I'm experimenting with this, I took the appropriate size for that. I like the setup. And you know what's funny? The other stock that was the exact same, pretty much the same deal as spike first green day, things are running right now. This one's constantly going up, and I thought about buying this. On this right here, you see it's breaking above this 2, and it held 2. But I thought this was up, look, this is up 700%. I thought it was up too much as well, and it didn't give me a pullback big enough for me, because I didn't want to buy right here because it was too early. I wanted to buy later in the day, and we only got a pullback to 220s, and I did not want to risk immediately 20 cents a share, because I knew if it broke 2, you never know, but the chances of it really pulling back hard to the 170s to even the 150s is very high, especially when it's up 500%, 600%, 700%. The pullbacks are going to be severe, okay? I've learned that through mistakes. So I didn't take this trade, and I was watching it multiple times. I was like, okay, if this dips back down to 205, I'd buy it, but I didn't get the opportunity. I got it right here, thought about pulling the trigger, but I did not pull the trigger. And I'm okay with it. I passed up on it because I thought it was too soon, and I just thought at this time I didn't want to take that trade. So hopefully that makes sense. I think someone's coming to my door. Sorry, someone came to the door. So what I was looking at is I just passed up on this trade, and it ended up being the right one, right? And that's okay. Sometimes I just picked the wrong trade, and yeah, in hindsight, I could have picked this one, it would have worked. But I'm just happy that I was watching the two top runners that both had a good setup, right? Now, at the end of the day, I just want to explain, I'm happy with this trade. I would have taken it again, and maybe even tomorrow it'll gap up, because right now it's holding this whole 550 level, and if it holds, it could go even further. But I'm not going to take the risk. I'm going to take the loss and move forward. And you just got to look at it like that. If you trade properly, have proper money management, you can take losses and your wins can overcome them. And hopefully this helps someone out there, because I know it's not easy to keep on just trading after a loss, after a win. You want to have win, 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 and it's not going to be like that. So you guys take care. If you like what I'm showing you, subscribe, comment below, like, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to check out Instagram. You guys take care.